world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me. You just walk right out the door. Don't wanna do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave and by the time it's done I'll be tainted love is all we had. Our issues run so deep, now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave and by the time it's done I'll be
empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. I hate all this overthinking. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back here with another AFR broadcast. This time, round 8 here in France at Circuit Paul Ricard. As usual, I'm Kunai Zero, and back is Sea Carrot.
Ahoy, gents and ladies.
Yes.
Good to be back.
So, we have the OG boys once again. Just shout out to Red Panda for helping me pick up the slack while Sea Carrot was AWOL. Did a great job there, mate. And so, hopefully, Sea Carrot can uphold the quality that Red Panda laid down this season.
It's made a nice warm seat for me to slide back into.
That's it. All right.
It's good to be back.
Okay, so I'm not sure how much that you've caught up on, but basically, Revo's smashing everyone, and then from second down. So to be fair, like okay, so it's pretty expected because Revo, of course, practices like every day, and he also got, I don't know if you heard about it, but he got selected for the draft.
I did.
Yeah,
pretty amazing stuff.
Pretty good stuff. So he's up there. There's been one race he didn't finish. He crashed out, and it was because of a...
Oh, Baku. I'm looking
I
on the
think it
standings.
was. And Monaco, he got stiffed by the AI. The AI pit him while he was DC'd. So, yeah, and that's happened to multiple people now. That's happened to Seb. That's happened to T-Mac. And I think there's one more. But, yeah, so there's been decent battles at the top. So Revo's been pretty, like 15, 20 seconds usually ahead, which is ridiculous. But anyway. And then there's, Seb's been doing really, really well. So is Mikau and Potsy. Potsy had a bit of an issue with his internet early on in the season, but that seems to have been remedied, and he's like punching hard now, which is great. And then we've got the usual midfield battles. But yeah, it's really, really good. We've had a decent season so far, and I'm keen to see as we move forward. We're almost at the halfway point. Halfway point would be... What's after Austria?
Great Britain and Silverstone.
Silverstone, that's correct. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're really into the meat and 3 veg of the season now, aren't we? It's looking good.
Yeah,
nice to see T-Mac doing well as well, sitting up in 6th. So
yeah, so T-Mac has had a couple of issues on certain tracks, but on others, man, he blitzes it. It's really, really good. It's really, really good to see. We've had decent battles from the Tier 1 guys and the Tier 2 guys, to be fair, but I don't really watch them my race. So.
Yeah, no, it's just nice to see T-Mac making the step up.
It is doing really well. Okay, so what are we at? We're at 7:15 now. We've got 15 drivers in a lobby. We should be able to kick off soon. Just waiting for a couple of people. And then we can get started. Now, of course, we are in France, which is equivocally rated as the most boring race of the season.
I've got my pillow nearby, so I'm...
So it's one of those weird ones because on paper, it is the most configurable track on the F1 calendar. Not that they change it for the F1 calendar, but it's regarded as the most technical due to the way that it was built. So it feels like it should be a great track, but the problem is that the racing always seems so plain.
Oh, there's just no risk. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I actually quite like the layout of the track. But if it had some walls, nice and close, I think it'd be a ripper of a track.
That's right. And that's where its desire to be the be-all, end-all test track has betrayed itself in Formula 1. Because for an accurate test track, you want to have lots and lots of runoff, and you want to have lots of configurability, and you can't have that on a closed circuit. So, yeah, France suffers. Its greatest strength becomes its greatest weakness in the spirit of F1. But hopefully, being on a virtual track, it can be remedied a little bit. I do know that DRS trains happen a lot. So you do tend to get a bit of leapfrog.
I remember last year we had rain, which certainly made it exciting as well.
And Revo managed to bin it first corner.
Yeah, that
was weird, yeah.
It's a hell of a race, that one. So you never know what you're going to get.
That's true.
But we'll see how we go.
Okay, so the session is kicking off, so we'll be able to port over.
The girls with their nails done.
Alright. Waiting on those last couple of people to ready up, and then we can get things started here with the qualifying session. So judging on what you see on that lobby there, where do you think you're going to fall in?
I'm looking through the standings, trying to get a gauge on people's form. Pretty impressed that Potsy's doing so well. He was obviously having internet issues last year, which was hiding his true pace. So.
Oh, he was having internet issues this year. Big ones.
Poor old.
But luckily, and I think it was Matt Dabry helped him out, and they've got them under control now, which is great because he is a talented driver. Not only he's been smashing it in F2, but once he fixed his internet issues, oh man, he really excelled in Tier 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, you got to think Revo's going to be up there or thereabouts, but you always hope for a bit of a wild card. Looks like Band's not having the season of his dreams so far. Gus rules as well. I'm not sure what's going on with Gus, but
so I believe Band is experimenting with having certain assists off, and that's slowing him down. And it also doesn't help that his teammate is so good.
Yeah.
So Renault are up there. I believe they're leading the Tier 1 Constructors Championship. But yeah, it's so Band, he takes the L, as it were, in a lot of the team calls. He lets Revo go by. He makes sure to keep clear of the pit lane, and that's good because that's what you want from the team point of view. But sometimes it can hurt your individual race. But Band's a team player, so he knows that this is the season to get the kinks out. But funnily enough, this will probably be our last season for F1 2019. F1 2020 will probably come out around the same time in June. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so
poor old Gus struggling a little bit as well. Only one.
Yeah, so that's
top 10 finish.
That's a weird one, and it's funny because we've just got a guy in the YouTube chat commenting Forza Ferrari. Thanks, David, but I'm going to ruin your day right now. So it's very unlucky for these guys because both Gus Rules and Greeny are driving for the Prancing Horse, and they've had just really unlucky races. Greeny crashed out in, I think, the first 3. And yeah, it's just been really crap. Like, it's just little slip ups, and it's just such a shame.
Just a surprise to see. I mean, last year he was almost a nailed on top 5 every race. So
that's right. Yeah, so
some form issues, but class is permanent. We'll see if he can get back into it.
Hopefully they'll be able to see. They've still got more than half a season to go.
Trundling around on their out laps now.
Yeah, so 16 minutes left on that qualifying time as we get it kicked off. Apollo goes out wide for that first one. It looks like Revo will be. Let's jump on board with Revo as he goes out for his flying lap soon as he comes around. So yeah, Revo, amazing consistency, amazing pace, man. Like, it's ridiculous. He goes. There are bets going now. Every race to how many seconds ahead he is in front of everyone. Alright, let's jump on board with him. So he comes across the line, starting his flying lap here at Paul Ricard. As you can see, drivers tend to take the wide turn into 1, keep the momentum going into 2, and then down through that S into turns 3 and 4. Keep an eye out on that ERS meter. This is one of the things that separates Revo from a lot of the other guys. The management of ERS during the flying lap is to perfection. So, you can see
those little things that add up over a lap. Give you half a second or so, and that's all you need.
Yeah, that's right. So as you can see, he went from 2 to 4 on that straight overtake, being the most potent of the options, back down to 2 in order to maintain it as you're going through the slow sections, because ERS doesn't affect you as much. Up to hot lap, that puts as much power into the engine as possible, but then back down to 4, which gives you the punch in the higher gears. Maintain that all the way through that sweeping turn, shifts it back down, and it's all of those little finite adjustments that maximize the power output in the car, which means you've got more speed on the ground, and it also means that you measure your deployment perfectly, because of course you only get a certain amount of ERS deployment per lap, and that's what Revo's looking to maximize as he makes all those changes.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating inner world there. I'm a long way from now and that sort of nitty gritty, but it's amazing just to see where he can find that little edge as he sets the first fast lap.
And look, that's a 130.9 on the hard compound.
Yeah, that's crazy. Really.
That's honestly, that's just that's so ridiculous. Okay, so the first of the runners are coming across the line now. So Revo with the fastest laps, that's a 1:30.975. Mikau close behind with a 1:31.6. Flyboy with a 1:32.6. Gus Rules for the Ferrari with a 1:32.8. Apollo Pepsi with a 1:32.9. T-Mac with a 1:33.1. And Shrimp with a 1:33.3. Nuts comes across there with a 1:36.4. Ooh, Lotus on the soft tyre. Early on in the thing, puts a 1:31.5. See, that's how ridiculous this is. Revo's going faster on the hard compound.
Yeah, I feel like that should be a good second and a half slower.
Yeah. My fastest time on the time trial, where you don't even have tyre wear and it's on softs and everything's like perfect for you, it's like a 1:30.8.
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty demoralising actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I was trundling around just then. It was my first laps in months, obviously, but I was lucky to do a 131 mid, to be honest with you.
It's honestly, it's so disheartening. Like, I know that I'm not of the caliber of a lot of these guys, right? So I can make the car go around the track for 30 laps, whatever. But I know I'm not fast. One, I play with a controller, so it's not great. And two, I don't have I don't put in the practice or the experience. I'm usually putting the time into obviously the videos for AFR and commentary. But it's so disheartening when you think you do a great lap, like you nail every corner. You're like, yeah, I got the shifts down right. It's great. And then you look on the leaderboard and you're like, on your friends list, and it doesn't help that I've added everybody in this, community, but you're like 30th. And you're just like, man.
Yeah, it's hard. We're comparing against a guy that's literally in the top few in the world in this game. So
yeah.
It's
power to him. Like I said, he's going to put in the time and effort, and you reap the rewards. Okay, so on board with Seb in the Red Bull, funnily enough, his teammate is not in the list. I wonder if Matt's joining later, if he's not being able to make it. Didn't see the attendance form, so.
Did we get a double check on the weather too? I haven't asked.
Yes, so Bandcamp has told me that it will be an all dry event. So it doesn't look like we'll be having any unexpected turns. A safety car at France would make my day, I'll be honest.
Got plenty of cloud, and it wouldn't be the first time the old telemetry's lied to us in terms of raining or not, but we'll keep an eye on it.
So through Sector 2, down the Nord Straight. That corner. A little bit tight, but he makes it through turn 9. Through the gears again. Mattoid is on vacation. Thank you, Ali. There we go. Okay, so it looks like the hopes and dreams of the Red Bull team lie on Seb. Seb 3 letters, Max 3 letters. Coincidence?
Oh, we'll see. See if he's got the pace to match Max.
So now, on the brakes, he makes his way through turn 12. So it's looking like a pretty good lap so far. He's also on the hard compound, as the majority of runners are. But don't think that France is one of those tracks where you start on the softs. Because it's so fast, the temperatures balloon out of control. He'll come across the line in the 131s. 131.6 slots in third. Pushes Mick out of that top 3. Let's jump on with Gus Rules at the back there for Team Red. So currently sitting with a 132.8. We'll see if he can improve that at all. Just coming through the middle sector of the track now. So Jacob Meister, the only driver not to have set a lap so far. 9 minutes and 40 on the clock.
I've got my telemetry working at the moment, so I'll keep an eye on those sector times as well and see if we've got any anomalies going on.
Very nice. Oh, did you notice that Codemasters added a track map for spectators?
Yeah, I saw that before. I was like,
so good. And the only problem I have with it, which is the same problem that telemetry has, the map indicates based on who you're spectating, not the race as a whole. So hopefully they can fix that for the next game, because ideally I would like it to show the yellow sectors and all that stuff, but it only works on the individual that you're watching. So Gus Rules comes across the line there, starts his flying lap, so 1:32.8 to beat for an improvement. He makes his way through Sector 1 now. Sector 1 finishing just after the horseshoe bend of turn 5. Now he'll cross, and he is 600th up on his time. It's not a crazy amount, but an improvement is an improvement. And as you can see, Gus leaving the ERS on hot lap. It's these little differences. So he's not utilising the ERS to its full potential. But that's not to say that's terrible. You still get an immense amount of power. You do run out of deployment very, very quickly. You can see it's already past the halfway mark.
Lotus is pushing here, did purple first sector. Pushing out on those softs. Mikael jumps up in the second as well.
little unsettling there as he comes around turn 12. It doesn't look like it affected him too much.
Still on track for a PB, but we'll see.
Comes down. Keeps the traction nice and good. Goes across the DRS line. And it's looking to improve. And he does by 3/10. Almost 4 with a 1:32.5. That'll put him up a couple of positions.
Ooh, Lotus.
I think it did, yeah. So Lotus setting the fastest lap this session. 1:30.8 on the soft tyre. So I'm sure Revo will have something to say about that soon.
Very quick for the first and the last sector, but a little bit struggling there in the middle for Lotus for that middle zone.
Ooh, and Potsy went to make that chicane, didn't quite make it, uses the escape road. Luckily on the outlap. Looks like we might have some downforce issues there. This is one of those weird tracks because it's so far. Oh my, he's off!
Yeah,
but he pulls on.
Tank slapper going there.
Thanks, France, for 400 miles of runoff.
Anywhere else, and that was GG.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, France is one of these weird tracks because it's so fast, so you want low downforce on a lot of the turns. But then it's got just enough tight turns to make you sort of, oh my, where's he gone?
He's in Drift City into
straight
the pit
into
lane.
the pits. Yep, okay, so Potsy's decided to call that off, and probably for good measure.
Those tyres will be 200 degrees, I think.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So jumping on board with Nut in the Toro Rosso. Currently on the soft tyre. On his outlap. He's currently 14th with a 1:35.6. We'll see if he can improve at all. 5 minutes, or 6 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, yet to set a real flying lap for him.
So, Toro Rosso now officially called Alpha Tauri. Not Tori, Tauri, because they don't have Tor as a syllable in Austria. Fun fact.
Well,
which is
classic
ridiculous, because it's Taurus, so it should be Alpha Tauri. But anyway, whatever. But see, here's the weird thing now, because...
Oh, poor old Nut. Ah, he's blown that lap.
That's blown. Okay, so that one's going to be...
He'll get one more chance if he plays his cards right.
So who's coming across that line now? Looks like Apollo. Let's jump on board with him. See if he can improve. He's currently 12th. Crosses the line for his flying lap. But yeah, it's going to be weird now because it's...
Ooh, big cut, big cut.
No, okay, he decides not to do that. Everyone been in it. Alright, let's try T-Mac. T-Mac can improve it all. Because, yeah, now there's going to be 2 alphas.
Yeah.
And that might be a bit confusing. I feel really bad for Crofty. He only just managed to get Racing Point in his head. Right?
And even that's only half the time, yeah.
Yeah, and now he's going to have to be like Alpha Tauri and Alfa Romeo. So you can't even say the Alpha anymore.
And they both got white noses, don't they? So...
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but, I mean, admittedly, look, I like the name. And it does distinguish from Red Bull. But it is a little bit confusing. But I love the livery. Oh.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it?
Alright, so here comes T-Mac. Around that final turn, onto the main straight. What can the Williams driver do? Currently sitting 10th on the grid with a 1:32.4. Can he improve? Now, he is on the medium tyre. And he set his initial time on the hard tyre, so there'll be an improvement, but by how much, that is the real question as he moves through the first couple of turns. Ooh, great use of the apex there. You can see the...
Also got one eye on Revo, just went PB purple in that first sector.
Max down here on the North Straight, about 335-ish. Hard on the brakes, making that chicane. You want to be second, third gear, and you want to keep on the tarmac because a lot of people tend to try and go as wide as possible to maintain the speed, but if you get on the gas when you hit that curb, you have a very good chance of spinning. It's very, very slippery curbs in F1 2019. So it's one of those you just don't want to risk. This keeps his way on the sector. Nice speed moving through there.
Also got Flyboy right behind T-Mac on track, who's looking to improve too. So should have a couple of good finishes.
Across the line now. He sets at 130.1 on the medium tyre. There's T-Mac. He'll set 131.5. So that'll put him up in the fourth. Revo takes back pole position.
Ooh.
Provisional pole.
Flyboy up on third place with that lap.
1:9, yeah. Great lap there.
Starting to roll in now. It's the last guy's trundled out of the pit lane. Got Gus coming around for his final lap. Nut as well.
40 on the clock. She's on board with Wahid as he's trying to set a fastest lap. Flyboy is in the way. No, he does get out. That's fine. And it looks like T-Mac's getting off the track as well, so that's going to allow Wahid to go unimpeded. This is where it gets crazy busy. You can see there's about 10 cars on track right now. Actually, sorry, every car is on track right now.
So he pulled out. He's got no ERS going, so I'm assuming he's pulled out.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for a second run.
Yeah. Got Jacob about to start his first lap. Trying to get a time on the board. He's got one shot and one shot only. Make it a good one.
Jake goes around, currently watching Bandcamp, who's sitting in 10th as Mikau makes another improvement up into second with a 130.8. Bandcamp in 10th, he'll be looking to improve as well.
Poor old Band, the Pierre Gasly of Renault Racing.
You know what? I would just say he's the Nico Hulkenberg. That's rough, but it is.
Forever the bridesmaid.
Right, across that, he is 4/10 up on his time. This is going to be a blistering lap here for the Renault. Flyboy retires for the session, so he's happy with a 131.193. You have a bunch of improvements coming across the line. Let's see, Revo still in provisional pole.
You're putting pressure on for that top 7. Seb might be in danger here from Band. He can keep pushing.
And looking to put in a great time. He's had good momentum throughout these final couple of corners. Here's the last one. Onto the thing, keeps it nice and straight. A little bit of wiggle from the back. That's going to be in the 131s. Into 6 with a 131.5.
Seb's on a hot lap 2 though, and he's doing personal best, so he's got a chance to jump again.
T-Mac just going a little bit to the side. Let's jump on board with Seb, who's looking to improve from that 131.6. Goes a little bit off the side of the track there. Hopefully it doesn't impede him too much.
Jacob sets his first lap, but it's only good enough for second off the bottom. And Nut runs wide around that corner, so he's going to be toast as well, I think. Start from the back.
And Seb sets a 130.75. That is almost a second off that previous time. That'll put him in second as Revo sets yet another fastest lap with a 129.9. So back down to Mikau, who's currently sitting third. The Red Bull knocking him down from that second spot. Can the Haas get back up?
PBs through the first 2 sectors. So
to that second. Oh, it's quick, it's quick. It's a 130.5 and he's done it. Back to second. 2/10 splitting himself and Seb. And that is everyone. That's everyone across the line there. So that is your grid. Well done to Revo, provisional pole, and Mikau for taking back second place. There is actually a bet going on between me and... basically, I put it to everyone in Tier 1, but it was Mikau was the main... Because I know he's getting closer and closer to getting there. If they beat Revo legitimately on pole, I'll PayPal him $50.
Hey. I mean, probably easier to win real lotto at the moment, but look, it's worth putting in a few practice ups to go for, I suppose.
All right, so yes, Revo on pole to nobody's surprise, but with a pretty quick time there on the mediums, 1:29.95. Mick out with a 1:30.5, put himself in a second. Seb very close in third with a 1:30.7. Lotus will lock out the second row of the grid with a 1:30.8, but starting on the soft tyre, which might be the wrong move in France, but we will wait and see how that evolves. Because yeah, as far as I'm aware, the tyre temps do not agree with the soft tyre here. But you would have early performance. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe he's trying to punch out the gate and put as much distance as possible before the
Yeah, but what's he going to get? He's going to get 4 or 5 laps of decent running, really. It's going to have to move quick, and I guess I can always throw in the hards and probably go to the end, but guess we'll find out. It's good to at least see some alternate strategies happening.
So we saw in Canada, the undercut was pretty powerful.
Oh, it looks like my computer's...
I wonder when that's going to serve for us here in France. Did you say your computer crashed?
Just F1 crashed, yes. Yeah, the telemetry does it. If I don't shut it down in time before the end of the session, it's alright. I've just got to load back in. Good. Brings the whole thing to a bloody...
I really do hope that they fix these problems for F1 2020. Like, I just feel like it could be such a good game. And like if it had a native telemetry that would be cool. Oh man, I'd be so happy. Alright, so the drivers are off on their formation lap. The last chance for these guys to get a slow lap of the track, make sure their bearings are all intact, and to get the heat in the tyres and the brakes, because the one thing you don't want to do is start on cold tyres. Now, I don't know what's going on, but there is a racing point off the track early on as Revo takes out one of the bollards.
Revo with the tactical bollard kill, just to make life harder for those who need the braking markers.
Green flags waving. Past. So Sphinx joining us at the back, because unfortunately he joined a bit too late, so misses out on qualifying. Does get his pick of tyres. They will all be fresh, but he will have to start in 16th position. Now, as you can see on the left there, every single driver bar 2 is starting on the medium compound. Lotus starting on the softs, and Apollo in 14th, but still electing to use the hard compound. So he's looking for the longest stint at the start.
Oh, all right. Back in and good to go, just in time.
Coming around second to last corner now. So France turn 1 can be pretty chaotic. Do we think we're going to see any offs, or is it going to be clean?
Oh, what's the gauge so far this season? Are we being aggressive or we're being a bit defensive?
Some people have been pretty aggressive, but I will admit, like Tier 1 does tend to keep themselves clean. There are a couple of... Canada did have some weird ones. And it's good to see battling, but sometimes it's a bit questionable.
Hopefully we see Lotus go for a cheeky dive, make use of those softs early. First lap hero.
Well, we're about to find out as the cars are revving, so all we need to do is wait for those red lights. Please tell me the game is going ahead.
Yeah, just the McLaren at the back bouncing around a little bit.
There we go. Okay, so the lights are coming on. We wait for them to turn off and we get this started. Here in France, there are the blue flags, and here we go. Everybody's making their way up to turn 1. A ton of cars are ghosted. Not sure what's going on there, and everyone's disappeared.
I see 4 cars.
Oh, this is wicked. Okay, not sure what's going on, but I'll try my best. So
Revo's in third. That's
Revo's in third. Combine's in first, but he's not. He's actually in the middle of the grid. Oh, this is a great start.
Revo's in second, actually.
I would imagine there's going to be a restart.
This is absolutely... yeah.
There has to be a restart.
Oh,
hold on. Everything's swapped back over. Okay, I think we're all good now. Seb in the lead. Revo in second. Mikau in third. Combined all the way in 12th. Let's jump up. Apollo has retired from the session. I think we might have a restart here.
Unless he was the laggy one causing the issues, I'm not sure.
Well, he's gone off. He's decided to retire at just at the end of the sector 1. Everyone's slowing down. There's a safety car.
Yellow.
There's a safety car. Okay, there's got to be a restart, right? Wait, no, hold on. If there's a safety car, that means he crashed out.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I don't know how though. Just looking in the background, it didn't look like he had any damage from a distance. But
there is a driver.
Vimes left the session as well now.
Yeah, there is a driver just at turn 1. Oh, that's the safety car.
That's the safety car
so
sitting there
dumb.
to catch him. Yeah.
That's the safety car. Oh my god, lap 1. Lap 1! Lap 1. I said it would be interesting if we had a safety car. I meant the middle of the race. That's incredible. And nobody's leaving, so like that is a legitimate crash and everyone is just dealing with it. At least the timing has been fixed. So that's all.
Oh, I've crashed out.
Okay.
I got disconnected from the session.
What is going on? Ooh, Ecstatic X is now following. Thank you very much, sir, for following us. Legend.
Said my session is no longer available. Let's see if I can get back into it.
Should be able to just right click someone and join in.
Let's try. Woohoo.
Alright, so there is a safety car. There's everyone behind him. What is going on with Wahid? He's in the pits. So Wahid's had damage there. Okay. Wow, that is so unfortunate having to pit. I mean, you don't really sacrifice anything. Everyone's going around with safety car, so he'll be able to catch up, no problem. But, I mean, it does mean he's at the back. So, obviously, contact there through turn 1 and into turn 2.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long this safety car wants to trundle around for as well, because if it goes for too long, that's when you start interfering with strategy again. I mean, he's kind of throwing Lotus for a bit of a loop now with his softs.
I think he'll probably pull in this lap because everything's clear and everyone's sort of caught up. I'll load it. Well, Wahid is about to. You can't be too far behind. But it wouldn't be more than 2 laps, surely.
Well, I mean,
China was... I remember when we had China, not this season, but this last season, and it was out for a good, like, 4 or 5, and I thought something's going wrong.
well, yeah, that's what I mean. Stefan 2019, who knows what we're going to get.
Yeah. That would be another thing I would love for F1 2020. It would make things a little bit more complicated, but I'd love it if you could manually control the safety car. Like if we could nominate someone, your safety car.
Yeah.
And then the
Give
safety
us a
car
race director button. let one of the spectators be race director and throw flags.
Yeah,
around.
that would be that would be mad because then we could properly control what's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, that would be awesome.
Throw people track warnings and manual warnings and penalties and shit like that.
All right. Well, I hear the pit alarm going off. It looks like Flyboy and Jacob Meister both coming in, so they must have damage as well. Let's have a look. Yep, there's the wing there for the Racing Point.
So we'll have to wait and get on board afterwards from the race, obviously, because we missed all that jazz. But Flyboy's shoved on the soft tyre as well, which is interesting.
Yeah, Jacob Meister just went from medium to hard, so he's going to do the long stint. Nuts. Oh! Exceeded track limits during safety car.
That's next level.
Oh, that's rough. Jesus, that's rough. Well, France delivering as usual. Riveting racing here. So close, everybody's so ridiculously close.
Safety car still got blinking lights on, so it should be at least one more lap after this one, I think.
It's got to be. Come on.
If it's coded right, it would have turned its light off, but if it was coming in. But
no, I think
it
it has to pass the last sector line. So it's coming up now. I think it's in the last sector line is when it makes its decision. Nope, ignore me. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so the safety car is in this lap. The lights are off, which means everyone will get roaring to go. Now it is going to be on Seb to determine when to kick off. There is a weird thing with the AI. Sometimes it takes over the speed. I got hit by that in Baku. Ended up smashing into the car in front of me. But it will be up to Seb now to determine when everybody goes. Now the rules do state that no car may overtake the car in front until, and you can see Seb is playing the game. He is holding everyone up because he knows that he's in charge until that start-finish line. And this is where you throw people out.
Revo wants to push him back into the pack as Revo overtakes him.
Revo overtakes him.
Revo's flown past.
All right,
So
not
I'm
sure
not
what's
playing
going on
your
there,
game.
but maybe that's legal because he slowed down enough. I'm not sure. Usually that's not meant to happen.
Oh, but he's going to pass him again.
Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Righto, yep. As long as you don't do it past the start-finish line. Fair enough. So Seb is in front, and the race kicks off. Revo close behind, 0.3 seconds. Mikau, 0.2. Lotus a little bit further with 0.7. We'll see how that evolves. Let's jump back a couple of positions. On board with Potsy in the McLaren. You can see all 5 keeping close together. So we're on for our first proper lap of this race. Nut makes an overtake. Gus rules. Looks like he's gone.
Doesn't look like terminal damage. He's just chipped the front wing. It's got a yellow wing now for Gus. Oh, it's gone from bad for worse for the old Glassy Legacy.
On board with Wahid now, currently in 11th. Pit early due to some damage. Currently on the hard compound. He's trying to chase down T-Mac and Williams. As they come through the double turn of turn 11. Brian might be having some internet issues. A little bit of
It's
glitching.
lagging a bit there, isn't he? Making it tough for old T-Mac to know how close he can get. Seb sets fastest lap of the race, 1:35 flat in the mediums.
You can see Sphinx is climbing up real close to the back of Wahid, but not close enough for that first turn. It's a brave place if you want to make an overtake. It's possible to do. As Wahid goes a little bit wide, that might give Sphinx the time he needs. It's a brave place to do it. You can do it, but it's not advised because you've got that really sharp right hand just after. So if you don't get the car slowed down enough, you'll throw off your complete balance and you'll just go straight off the track.
Combined slags, throwing him as a lap there. It's lapped him now. Hopefully that sorts itself.
Got a sector 2 yellow flag. It's going to have something to do with combined, I think. Yeah, he's gone completely ghost now.
Yeah, he's sitting dead last. The game doesn't know what to do with him at the moment.
So T-Mac 0.4 behind Nut, Wahid 0.5 behind him, and Sphinx 0.4 behind. They're the closest ones.
Oh, Lotus lost the rear end through that sharp horseshoe and lets Potsy go past.
Bandcamp goes to make a move as well, but it looks like he'll get held off, as Shrimp does the same. Oh, they're very, very close to each other now. Here we go. Shrimp's trying to go up on the outside of Bandcamp, and he does. Uses Lotus. Lotus manages to block Bandcamp off, and Shrimp makes that work. DRS is now enabled here on lap 6. So Shrimp, what a great job there. But Bandcamp's now looking to make a move on the inside of turn 1. No, he plays a safe game, backs off a little bit. So Lotus, Shrimp using
really
Lotus.
Struggling there, Lotus.
Yeah.
With those tyres at the moment, I think they're going off rapidly.
So that was really clever. Shrimp goes on the outside of Lotus, knowing that he would block Bandcamp off at the back. So Bandcamp had no choice, had to sit behind the Mercedes. Shrimp makes a pass, and he's moved up 2 positions. So great job to him.
T-Mac's off in the runoff as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he went all the way around that whole... He still hasn't entered the track again. Oh, there we go.
10 seconds, that's heavy.
He's getting 500 metres off track. That's interesting.
Okay, so Revo now looking to make a move on Seb. He's going up on the outside. He is currently in first. Will he keep the position? Yes, he does. Moving into turn 10. Seb close behind as they move through the double wide.
Come on, Seb, this might be the last time you're in touch with him.
Gus picks up a 3-second time penalty at the back. Jeez, the penalties are flying here. Wahid is very, very close to Nut. He might make a move. And he does. Wahid makes a move. And it looks like everything's fixed with combined now.
DRS disabled.
Yeah.
Combined sitting on the grid. He's sitting in the middle of home straight.
He is broken. He is broken.
It's disabled DRS for the whole session, so the game doesn't know what to do with him.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
He was disqualified. Yeah, well, yeah, because he parked. Because apparently his car was parked on the grid.
What a surprise. Okay.
Alright, jump a couple of positions back. With Bandcamp in 6th, who's trying to make a move on Shrimp. Currently underneath that 1 second timer. However, DRS is disabled currently, so he won't be able to use that to his advantage as they make their way onto that straight. Actually, no, the DRS is there. DRS is good. No, we're good.
Let's come back now. Shrimp, the hero of the early race, he's up 4 positions from the start. Taking advantage. Figure out who else is on the move.
So T-Mac awfully close to Nut. So Nut trying to overtake Flyboy. T-Mac trying to overtake Nut as they come up to turn 10. Into the double wide. So T-Mac seems to be carrying more speed than Nut. Nut doing it. Bit of an early break there. Keeps his position though. But for how long?
Bloody tough place to follow a car close through there. You need all the grip.
So jump up just a little bit as Bandcamp looks to use DRS to try and catch Shrimp down this straight, but he's 0.5. I don't think that's enough. And Sphinx goes into the pits.
Lotus in the pits as well.
T-Mac
going to go
makes
around
the
the
move.
outside.
He makes the move up into turn 1 and he makes it work. T-Mac up into 9th.
Beautiful move there. Textbook. Nut's going to have a chance on this back straight though if he stays close enough.
Yeah, so Nut's going to want to try and keep that distance as short as possible because, yeah, once they get to that north straight, it'll be smooth sailing. But Nut does not seem to have that momentum. Currently 0.8, so it's still within range.
Oh, it's going to be too far back now for sure though, you'd think.
It's not going to close any much. It'll probably go down to 0.5 maybe by the time they get to the chicane. It's 6-2.
T-Mac had a decent-ish sort of toe from Flyboy in front of him as well. Which always makes it harder. Got a good couple of gaps sort of spreading out. We're getting into our battle packs a little bit.
Yeah, so Mick out 0.6 behind Seb, who's lost the back of Revo there, currently 2 seconds ahead as they come through turn 15 to start lap 9. Don't think Mickow's going to be able to catch. Down to the bottom of turn 1. Awfully close though, here we go. Right up on the back of him. So sometimes the smarter thing to do is to just hold off, knowing that there's a better opportunity. So the turn 1 is good, but the Nord straight is a lot better. So as long as you keep that gap, 0.8 is pretty far, but it's still good.
Interesting to see Bam jump in the pits. Throwing a set of halves, only getting 7 laps out of those mediums. Oh, 8 laps, sorry. Really. But,
And Sphinx is retired. He's in the pits.
As well there. I'm not sure what's happening there.
Oh, I just got kicked out of the
Oh,
session.
so did I. Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see what happened.
Maybe it's Band's hosting that's having a few issues at the moment.
Yeah, could be.
Off the game server, something's going on, but...
It
we're
just
still
joined me
online.
back in, but it's lap 0 of 27.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. All right, guys. Sorry for the technical
drain.
difficulties. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on. Hopefully we can get this fixed fairly quickly. Right, okay, yes. We will be back. Hopefully not in a long time.
Yeah. Unknown brain. Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day, yeah. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. You tell me for the last time.
He has made that stop and on that fresh hard, so yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so we're back, guys. Looks like everything is hopefully good for now. We are currently on lap 10 of 27. Seb is leading this race. Mikhail close behind. And Potsy in third. Revo has already made his pit stop, so he's now on the hard compound as of lap 10. And currently sitting 8th. And hopefully as they cross this line, our timings will fix themselves. Yep, it's looking like the case.
So both Renaults done with pits, nice and early. And now Revo has some traffic to negotiate. That's always something to throw a wrench in the works for a smooth, clean sail.
Yeah, but the majority of the time he just sort of holds back. Everyone has to go into the pits eventually, and then he just retakes his position. So
Yeah.
Revo with the early.
Ooh, I saw him cut that one just a little bit. He's inch perfect, and he was an inch too wide on that one. T-Mac comes into the pit.
So we have 3 cars that are currently out of this race. Combined YouTuber got disqualified. Apollo Pepsi with a crash, and Sphinx as well. He's out of the race. So only 13 drivers left.
At the moment, it's only your top 3 plus Nut who haven't stopped.
There with Mick out, trying to chase down Seb in the Red Bull.
Interesting to see so many people pit early. Looking at telemetry, guys were only in the 30% on those tyres when they were throwing in the pits.
So Mick decides to come in at lap 11. Seb decides to stay out. Which will be more powerful, the under or the over?
Depends. Is Mikko going to have traffic on the way out, though? He may do.
Reverse is the fastest lap. 1.41.
Cold team cars are flying down. Home straight, but he's going to come out in front of him, so he should be okay there. Flyboy on some very worn softs in third place. He's got to look at pitting soon too.
Nut picked up a 3-second time penalty there again. In a bit of trouble here, keeping the car between the lines. And you can see Potsy's going to try and maximise and punish it as he makes a move up on the outside. And it's almost like eating cake for the McLaren. When the brakes moves into the North chicane. Well ahead now. Takes 7th.
No answer on those old tyres. He may as well be driving on bottle caps.
T-Mac goes to make a move as well on Lotus at the back on the fresher hard compound, but only by 3 laps, so it's not really too crazy. However, that toe is going to be very powerful moving into turn 10. Which way will he go? He's looking to make it on the outside. Lotus is keeping. Here we go. It's Ricciardo all over again. In France, using all of the track. Oh, there's contact. That's going to put him out. Oh, but he keeps it. Woo! Well done, T-Mac.
With that, holy moly!
Well done, T-Mac.
That could have been both of them in the wall and a nice big penalty afterwards.
Jeez, all right, let's see if we can see that on the replay there. You can see T-Mac looking to make the move on the outside, has to go on the inside.
Bold.
Hits the brakes hard, and then just collects a reap. But look at that, catches the drift.
Lotus shut the door on him there. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not. It was just taking the racing line, but that could have gone real bad, real quick. Nut finally pits.
Comes into the pits as well.
So they're going the soft medium strategy there. Flyboy's gonna.
Lotus 3-second time penalty through that turn 1.
Trying to do 14 laps on this set of mediums.
T-Mac picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. Okay, so up on board with Seb now as they go through the chicane. 0.3 behind Mikau. So Mikau has the lead. It looks like the undercut was more successful. However, Seb is very, very close behind. And if he keeps this momentum, we'll probably be able to catch him by turn 1.
One thing we can't forget with T-Mac is he's carrying that 10-second penalty as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's well out of the points at the moment.
So here it is, turn 15. And he is 0.5. This is possible.
Ooh. Lotus has had a spin. Let Flyboy go past. Looks like it happened in the exact same spot as he went for last lap. The incident with T-Mac.
So 14 of 27. Wahid currently in the lead. With 12 lap old hards. Revo 1.9 seconds behind. And behind those is the two you're currently watching. Mikau in the Haas and Seb in the Red Bull. Seb trying to go a little bit wide there to maximise the entry into the chicane. And now the toe's going to be pretty powerful moving into turn 10. 0.3 the gap.
It's interesting to see how close Seb can get to Mikau, because Mikau's only 0.2 of a lap slower than Revo.
Oh, look at this massive dart!
There's going to be contact, surely. No.
Massive dart!
Woohoo. Oh, you're going to think one of these days these guys are going to run out of talent, but they're keeping it.
That was a really good attempt. However, if you dart that early into turn 11, you sacrifice your exit. So I'm not sure what the idea was.
Move there. It really is.
Now he's going to have DRS, but I don't think he's going to catch. And also, Mikau seems to have legs on that car. Oh, I'm going to eat my words now. Seb's going to have a look on the inside. Is it going to work? And it does. Moves himself up into third. Mikau gives him a lot of space there.
Yeah, Mikau lost a lot of time there. That's just...
Well done to those guys.
It's a bit of extra breathing room for Revo up ahead. He's gained a good second and a half through those two fighting that lap.
Might just have a look at that again. You can see, look at him. He goes just all the way through turn 10, holds it, and then he's like, yeah, I want this. And then has to brake massively hard to avoid. Very good to avoid a collision here. So on board with Flyboy now, currently in 10th. Trying to catch T-Mac. Flyboy on the medium compound, so he's definitely faster. T-Mac doing a great job to hold him off though. We're on that straight. Here comes the DRS. It's going to go left or right. T-Mac decides to go left. Flyboy stays straight. And it'll be no effort at all to make that chicane.
Oh, he almost goes up the arse end of him then, and T-Mac locked it up and goes through the escape road. Oh.
You can see some sparks flying in the chat. Thank you, Ecstatic. Flyboy makes a move, up in the 9th. His next target is Bandcamp in the Renault.
Mikau putting pressure on Seb. He's right up there on that home straight.
Here we go. So Revo setting a fastest lap, 1:33.8. Wahid has been overtaken. It's on 14 lap old hards, so he's looking to go for a massively long stint. Here comes Mikau, right up on the back of the Red Bull, but keeps behind, plays the safer game. That turn 1 can make a complete mess of your race if you're not careful. So he takes the safer option. Move through turn 4 now. Mikau not letting that Red Bull go anywhere. Nord straight is where he's going to want to make his move. He just has to make sure to hold that traction. As the cars do get unsettled over the curb. Gives it nice and straight, 0.6. The DRS is going to help him immensely. But will it
need a big dive here?
Yeah, he's going to have to go hard. It's not going to work here, so he's going to play it safe. Easy on the brakes there as he moves through the chicane. So can the toe through turn 10 be the saving key? Probably not. It's a bit too far, but we'll see.
Seb taking a pretty defensive line there, covering up that inside.
Mikau made so much time then. As they come through that double wide. God, he is sticking right into that channel of the Red Bull. That is great driving there by Mikau.
Got shrimp up the inside of Jacob. Just 2 corners back. Gets the move done. I've seen that move gone for about 3 or 4 times so far this race, and that's the first time it's actually paid off for someone. Just done in the horseshoe.
So Mikau now looking to have DRS onto that first turn. Will he peak? No. Stays behind again. So right now Mikau biding his time.
There's nothing between these guys on lap time. No, within 4 1,000ths last lap.
So this could be it. He's currently 0.3 behind Seb as they move through turn 6. So as long as he can keep this gap, the DRS will work wonders for him. Oh, it extends out to 0.6 though by the time they get out. And it's gonna push.
Got a chance.
He's gonna push. Oh, he's gonna commit. Hard on the brakes, they're side by side, but Seb manages to hold out.
Oh, he can't get the switch back either. Oh,
however, he's going to have the toe now, moving into turn 10. He's going up on the outside. That's going to get it done. The Haas moves up into 3rd. Now he's just going to hold it through turn 10. And now Seb's on the back foot. Oh, but he looks to go on the inside again. No. Backs off a little bit. Okay, so Seb now the one chasing. So Mikau in 3rd, lap 17. 10 laps.
These guys are pushing hard enough. They'll be right up on Wahid in half lap time. They're gaining him at over a second a lap. So they're going to have that to deal with. Oh no, he's dived off to the pit. So 1 obstacle down. Wahid finally pits. Might actually be able to go to the end on softs.
Can the Red Bull, can the Red Bull catch Mikau? By the end of this straight. Oh no.
Wants to hang in tight and do it on the back straight.
Ooh. Mikau picks up a 3-second time penalty there. A little bit of a cut. That's going to give Seb some breathing room.
Could be costly.
Wahi down to...
He's gone on the mediums. Okay, yep, fair enough. He's come out just in front of his teammate.
Here comes Seb. Mighty Red Bull. He's looking to go on the outside of the chicane.
Forces Mikau to cut.
So he'll have the toe coming out now into turn 10. Mikau does have a decent amount of distance, so Seb's going to have to make this really work before the curbs of turn 11. Otherwise, he'll have to stay behind, and yep, that's what he's going to have to do.
Mikau's really using his ERS to keep that gap.
Great management there.
She's good 40% over that lap.
Just going to jump back a couple of positions. On board with T-Mac. Bandcamp's trying to make a move on Flyboy. T-Mac's trying to hold the same to Band. This could get interesting. Through turn 10. Hard on the brakes. Oh, Jesus, T-Mac.
That Williams is trusting his brakes. Takes a dodgy line through there.
Oh,
really dodgy line through there. That works.
He's trying to hope that the game won't
Lost the spot that we need.
No, okay, so he took long enough where the game decided that wasn't an advantage. Wahid moves up into 9th. So now we've got a 4-car train. T-Mac does lose a lot of speed through that last one.
He should be in a prime position here. Wahid, brand new mediums over Band's.
Is Wahid going to commit? Band goes on to the left. Wahid onto the right. Oh, and he just keeps it there. But Wahid goes way too wide on that corner, so Bandcamp's going to try and capitalise. Now it's going to be a braking game into turn 3. But Wahid keeps it.
Oh.
And T-Mac's now back in the game.
And somehow all this fighting, they're still not losing touch with Flyboy.
Yeah, 0.9.
Seb gets around Mikau, though, side by side. Touching wheels.
Into turn 10. You can see him there on the track map. Who's going to come out in front? Looks like Seb will. He holds it out. Good job there from the Red Bull.
There's some real quality competition happening at the moment.
T-Mac bins it through the chicane. That's going to cost him massive time.
He's really struggling to pull it up through there.
So I would
Second
say
or third time he's
maybe
locked up going there.
too low downforce setup. Not having enough front pressure to get the car to turn in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a good setup on the hards. Just doesn't quite have that front grip.
Nick out awfully close there to Seb. He backs up. Gonna have to go back up there. It's getting pretty hectic. Oh, he might even do it into turn 3. No. Backs up. He's got to be careful. He's riding those curbs. France will catch you out on that. He's already got a 3-second time penalty because of it.
It's close enough here. Close enough if good enough.
This is going to blow straight past. Straight past. Seb's got to make a choice. Seb decides to keep on the line. Mikko goes, hey, how you going?
Go for the switch
pass.
back.
Oh, and it's side by side through the chicane. The Red Bull's not letting go at all. However, now Seb's been given the advantage of the toe. Is he going to make it through turn 10? He's awfully close. This could be another inside dive.
Mikau defensive.
Oh, great brake check there. That's going to hold Seb up. And Mikko will keep second for now. We've got 7 laps to go here in this race. Haas currently second, but with a 3-second time penalty. So right now, I believe Seb is clean. So that's going to give him that position by default, as long as he can hold on to the gap.
Wahid all over Flyboy as well. That train isn't giving up. Bandcamp's dropped off a bit out of DRS, but still stuff to be written here with this Wahid Flyboy battle for sure. Since when does France give you multiple battle packs?
It's good. It's good. It's definitely good. Let's jump up to Wahid with DRS. He's going to look to make a move. Flyboy is center of the track. He takes left. Wahid takes right. It's going to be harder to keep. They're side by side. Oh, sorry, no. He well
did
ahead.
It easier, didn't he?
Flyboy decided to pull back.
Flyboy very conservative.
Yeah, and T-Mac made the move on Bandcamp. So Bandcamp's now into 10th place. A point is still a point. But he'll want to try and make that position back for sure.
He is. Thankfully, Lotus, Gus and Nud all have penalties of their own, which is helping him out.
So through the chicane now into turn 10. Here comes Seb. Trying to make the toe again. Mikko is definitely slower through this section. But Seb decides to back off early to avoid possible contact. A broken wing this late in the race would do no favours to nobody.
He's absolutely still in the danger zone. A pit here for a wing change would put him back into that 7th-ish sort of spot, so he doesn't want that.
So now 0.3, the gap. DRS might be able to give him. Oh, Mikko holds that gap really, really well. That's so weird. So Mikko's initial speed seems faster than that of Seb in the Red Bull, but his sustained speed over distance, which you can see in example through turn 10, is slower. So that allows Mikko to get away on the straight, which basically negates the DRS effectiveness of the Red Bull there. But then on the Nord straight, as we're coming up to, you can see it's a lot more effective.
Well, just looking at telemetry, Mikko is a tenth slower in the first sector, a tenth slower in the second sector, but a tenth faster in the third, and that's just been enough to hold him in front.
So that indicates to me that Mikko has a higher downforce setup, and that's giving him a lot of speed in the turns. But then in that second sector, early third sector, it's allowing Seb to just catch up. As you can see now through the double wide, Mikko punts it in, slows down a lot. Seb now catching up, and then through this entire sector, it's currently 0.3. And if you watch,
Mikko tends to be much faster through here.
it just goes up and up. Now it's 0.5. Now it's still going up, so you can see the Red Bull is slower through that final sector. And then out of this gate through turn 15, Mikko just holds that time. Look at it, he's gone. That's into the sixes. Look at that.
It
Ooh,
makes
man.
It makes you think if Seb can get the move done, he should be able to keep it, is what you would think, judging by the way this timing's working. But
through the first and second sector, sure. And that would be the speed factor, because that's where you've got the chicane, that's where you've got... But I don't know, Mikko seems to be able to hold it.
It should be tough for Mikko to then get back on him in the third sector.
Well, Mikko making a mess of that couple of corners. That's going to allow Seb right up on the back. There's no time in that at all. Sector 2, Sector 3, yellow flag. We've got Nut with a 3-second time penalty. So right now, Seb is going to have DRS within the 0.4. Mikko trying to break that toe line. Seb's not letting him go anywhere. However, Mikko still holds it. To be fair, Seb did drop the ERS down, so he's looking to save for a massive attack later.
Well, I'm certainly noticing Mikko braking earlier than Seb, but also getting much better exits, which is helping big time on these straights, just to keep that gap.
He makes a move on Jacob Meister there for 6th. There's the gap between Revo and Mikko is 11.4 seconds.
Seb a little bit messy through there, just struggling a little bit with understeer following Mikko on that third sector, and that's sort of costing him.
And I think Jacob Meister just crashed.
Trying to see his carcass of a car somewhere. I'm on board with Lotus. It'll be a while until I get
It
there.
is off.
We've got a safety car. We've got a full safety car.
Yep, so we can see just off to the right there. You should see the car. And there it is.
Yeah.
That is a massive spin to get there.
This is a massive thing to have a safety car. Mikko and Seb go past it.
This is going to be a massive change because the safety car is now out. That means Potsy, I believe, will catch up to it.
Yeah, safety. Yeah, Potsy's going to be... No, it's going to let Potsy pass as well. It's going to let Flyboy.
So, lap 24 of 27. That means there are 3 laps to go in this race. And a safety car will now determine the grid. So
safety
now it's
letting everyone pass at the moment.
anyone's game. The hard stint, the tyre strategy, it's all gone. Everybody will be bunched up. The other question will be, will the safety car last till the end of the race?
That has got a free pit stop. Stopping just before the safety car. Hasn't taken hold of the field yet. So those guys who just dive in on fresh softs will catch this battle pack when the car does take the field, and they'll have brand new rubber. Final 3-lap sprint.
I'm going to jump on board here with Revo. What is Revo going to do? You'd have to imagine he's going to pull into the pits, and he does. I can only imagine Mikko and Seb would do the same.
They've got to stay out, surely. It's the only chance of winning this. If Revo gets stuck in this pit, he'll be in the mid-pack, depending on how long it takes him.
Nah, they're all going to come in. Everyone's going to go for that soft
Mikko stayed
strategy.
out.
No, Mikko... Oh, sorry. Mikko stays out. Okay. Mikko's going to try and play that long game. He's going to hope to keep the time. Revo switches onto the soft. See, so right now, everyone's going to play that fastest lap game.
Yeah.
And the speed.
This race He's going to be close to finishing under safety car. Still has
If it finishes under safety car...
It's only just taken the field now.
Oh my god, if this race finishes under safety car, Miguel has stolen this race, and that is brilliant. That is brilliant. That is Matt levels of brilliant. So you wouldn't have seen this, but in Monaco, Matt pitted early due to a safety car. He pitted early, but it was near the end of the race. He switched to intermediate tyres. There was no rain. He switched to intermediate tyres. He had no grip making his way through the track. It was horrendous. And Bandcamp said, I think that's a mistake. He's going to pay for it. And I said, unless there's rain around the corner, which if there is, he's just absolutely like 4D chess this game. Sure enough, rain hits, everyone has to pit, and he takes the win.
Love it. That is the sort of win I love to see.
So 25 of 27 in this safety car. So
well, we'll see is it going to come in this lap. If not, it is. Okay.
Oh no! So
damn.
Miguel is going to have to play defensive, and it's not going to work very well because Revo's on soft tyres, and it means there's 2 laps to go. He will come across lap 26 or 27. Miguel may have just shot himself in the foot by not pitting.
He could get absolutely walloped here by Seb and Potsy.
It's going to be a hell of a restart.
Jumping, but I don't even know.
All right, I'm going to jump back to Seb.
Fancy a 1-lap safety car. That's some luck there.
Worst race in a while, lads. Loaded the wrong setups, had small internet issues. Righto. Okay, so that's how Jacob Meister's gone out. Very twitchy car. Fortunately, couldn't hold it at the end. And Miguel's deciding not to slow up at all.
He wants to build that gap, try and get the jump going. I don't think it's going to work for him.
I don't think it's going to work at all.
He's in hot lap mode, but so is Revo. Massive gap back to Seb and Potsy.
So Seb's going to look on the outside of Potsy. Potsy's going to hold that inside line. As they come into turn 1. Oh, Potsy picks up a 3-second time penalty. Too close to the inside line. So the fight's now going to be with Revo and Miguel. Revo looks to go up on the inside. Miguel shuts the door.
Ooh.
Miguel has so much work to do throughout here. Revo's going up on the inside.
How did he get that done?
Oh my god, of turn 6. And Revo is away. Now there is no DRS because it hasn't been re-enabled, but Seb is on the softer tyre and he has the toe.
He's got to go for a dive. He's got to... Oh, internet just lagged there. What the hell?
Ooh, what was that?
That was a big, costly spike there and lag. He was ready to go up the inside and it hit him right at the wrong time.
So Miguel is desperately trying to hold second position, but on those hard compound tyres, it's a losing battle. There goes Seb past in the Red Bull. Now Miguel's got to fight off the McLaren, which should be okay. They're both on the hard compound.
Shrimp's making his way up the field. He's right up on Flyboy too. He's got a good chance of making all 3 of these spots up and getting a podium for himself. If he can use these fresh softs on this final lap. Oh, contact!
Oh, no!
He's lost it with Flyboy. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Gone from 0 to 0.
Oh, man, and T-Mac's gone so wide. T-Mac's still off the track. Wahid will make that position. Up in a 7th place. Have a quick replay of that. You can see them awfully close. Shrimp's trying to make the move on Flyboy. They go up close, then we come up to turn 14. And it was just, a massive dive collection there. He's had to recover.
Put the curse on him there. He got a bit greedy. You could see that he was only 2.5 seconds off a podium and got a bit eager.
So Shrimp's time to shine. Now no DRS for the end of this race. T-Mac holding him off. Can Shrimp make the inside work? Even Wahid's trying to do the same to Flyboy. He makes it past. They collide with each other. T-Mac's still in the lead though. Shrimp will get the speed bonus from those soft compound tyres. And have a look! Bandcamp's in the race as well. He goes on the outside of Shrimp as they move into turn 10. The Alpha gets destroyed through there. Now Band's going to look at T-Mac through the double wide. Perfect camera angle to watch. T-Mac gets held up by Flyboy. So Revo's going to take this race. Seb in second. Oh,
Revo
Shrimp
isn't-
is side by side, but the spin. Shrimp
Revo
collides.
has penalty. Revo has 3-second pen. Seb's under 3 seconds. He wins it.
Oh my God, that's right.
Seb wins it.
Oh my God, there is craziness happening. Bandcamp gets hit out. He spins. DRS enabled, but nobody cares. Shrimp gets hit last on that corner. What is going on?
What's
What
happened
a
to Shrimp? He out of fuel.
What a final lap.
What the hell happened there? Why did he stop?
Oh my God.
Oh. What happened to
What a
Shrimp there?
final lap. So Shrimp got hit out on turn 15 and just lost all speed.
Wow. Yeah, he was 7 seconds down on his sector 3 time.
Oh,
Bloody
he
hell.
let Band go. Okay, no, that's
Oh,
good.
that makes
That's
sense,
good.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, man.
He's trundling around, but Seb takes the win thanks to penalty.
So, Revo with a 3-second penalty. Seb driving clean, and that safety car has allowed Seb to
That's
clinch the win.
Awesome. What a race.
Matt,
Who thought?
no. And here's why. Because I said beat him on pole. Man. So, that's right. If it's pole, 100%. But not on
The old technicality.
Now, that is a great win by Seb. Look, the strategy was great. Unfortunate for Mikau. I can see what he was trying to do, but unfortunately it didn't work. He ended up getting bit there. Still getting a third place.
An extra lap, though. An extra lap on that safety car, which probably could reasonably expect a 2-lap safety car. And it would have been a different game, but...
What an intense race. Okay, so finally a French Grand Prix that doesn't suck. Seb taking the win there. Seb taking the win there. Oh, at the start of the race and then like at the end of the race. It's ridiculous. So Seb taking the win. Revo with a close second. Mikau in third. Potsy doing a great drive, putting himself in fourth. Wahid in fifth. Flyboy sixth. Bandcamp up to 7th place. Shrimp in 8th. Lotus in 9th. And T-Mac with the last of the points in 10th. All right. That's enough from us here at Tier 1. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I know we have. As usual, I'm Kuno0. This is C-Carrot. Don't go anywhere. Tier 2 is just around the corner. Hopefully we'll see you then. Thanks very much.
Cheers, guys. Take it.
You are what I waited for.
up inside your self-righteous symphony. I would rather let this go.